Good morning viewers, it's John Lee here, catching up with some more coverage from the Crazy House World Championship. This is another candidates match which was played about a month ago. This was between Allyouneedisluft and Blitzbullet. Taking on some feedback from some of the viewers, I've made my best efforts to conceal all evidence of the results before I go through the analysis. So we've got a little bit of a blocker up near the ratings here to make sure that no one can see the results, so everyone can be kept in suspense. Okay, so let's go. We've got Allyouneedisluft with the white pieces, e4, e5. Now this is an interesting clash of styles because Allyouneedisluft is very solid positional. Blitzbullet likes active play. So we've gone for an e4, e5 with bishop e7, f4 played early here, Blitzbullet committing the knight to an aggressive position on g4. Okay, now pawn at e6, so the idea of this is really to get in the way of the defense of this knight. If black is to capture this pawn and it gets recaptured enough times, there'll be a resulting bishop on e6 for white, and that will fork the king and the knight, and white will pick up a piece. So white's already looking strong here. I mean, even just e takes f7 is good here. White is a pawn up. Just needs to get out of the way of this threat, potentially knight f5. Luft may be thinking of a way of not trading off the knight to restrict the piece flow. And I think knight e6 is a wise decision because now when the bishop recaptures, there's another hit on g4. so white's strategy here is largely to make this knight look like it's pushed too far forward on the board without enough support. So if there's pawn f2, the king goes to h1. I mean, Luft is looking really good here already. And Luft is very strong in the opening, so I'm expecting him to do well from here. Okay, knight at e3, so Blitzbullet looking for some activity. Queen e2 is quite sensible here, just allowing the rook to defend f1. So if the knight captures, in Crazy House, I've said this before many times, the rook is probably worth about the same as a minor piece. So that would just help white develop. But okay, Luft looks like he's taking his time here. He's decided queen f3 instead of queen e2. Normally you might choose queen e2 just because the queen on f3 can get hit by the bishop on the diagonal, but in this case bishop at g4 is covered adequately. So again, Blitzbullet continuing to look for activity, but it's tough for black here. And I think Luft is looking to play very accurately, either whether he's going to play king h1 or pawn at e3. He opts for pawn at e3. And I feel like what Luft will be trying to do here is basically starve black of pieces as much as he can. Here I actually like something like queen h3 perhaps. That's threatening knight at g6. Because black here is threatening to pick up e4, potentially get this knight active. So what you just have to assess is if the rook can block on h5 or h6. It looks dangerous though. Rook at h5, you might be able to draw this knight away and then play something like rook at g8. So black opts to block with the pawn. I think giving white a rook in hand is quite dangerous. And here comes Luft with the attack. So look, I think it's a good time to counter-attack. If captures, there's bishop at g7, knight at f5. White's just a pawn short of mate. Now you can't grab this pawn because of knight h5. I'm not sure what he has in mind here. Okay, so if queen e7, maybe then knight at f5 is much stronger, attacking the queen and attacking g7. So Blitzbullet didn't like that, but I felt that he knew he had to go for queen e7, allow knight at f5, play bishop g7, because this is just devastating. Yeah, knight f8, queen h7. There's no way out of this. Okay, one check played, and then black resigns. So yeah, knight f8, queen h7, knight g6 is too hard to stop. I just thought that perhaps here maybe queen takes e7 is required. If white sacks this, it's more or less ending up with the same thing. You know, it's a game here. I mean, black's fighting. Black's got some defense up. It's not that easy to crash into the position. Alternatively, if knight at f5 is played first, you get the same outcome here. Yeah, maybe white gains a tempo, but overall, I felt black was coming back a little bit. Maybe bishop at h6 immediately. It looked decent. I'm not sure if there's a better alternative here. This is hanging. This is hanging. In any case, I thought Luft played a strong opening after knight g6. This was clearly in white's favour. Okay, so let's go to game 2. So Luft up 1-0. A convincing win to begin with. And Luft going for the bishop c5 in the e4 e5 opening. Early bishop g5, bishop h4. I'm feeling like Luft is contemplating bishop e7, but he doesn't go for it, he goes d6. Okay, so this is a very theoretical line here. Okay, so I've played this line myself many times. And yeah, I mean, I think if you go through it with a computer, you probably find that it's better for white. But some of the lines are quite long and obscure. In a human versus human match where not all the lines are known well, I think black has practical chances here. This line I actually played several times in the chess.com Crazy House Championship at the end of last year. I think I probably won every game with it, but with the development of Stockfish, I think I've seen a number of players come up with some very strong lines for white. H3 is probably not one of those preferred choices. I think that creates a weakness on h3. I expected g takes h3 and knight at g5 actually. Okay, this is interesting. So here's Blitzbullet getting active. His idea is h3 and a deliberate queen stake to play knight at g6 and threaten queen at h8. Now it looks dangerous, but this pawn on h3 serves a couple purposes. One, it prevents a knight from being placed on h3. That's often a mating theme. It also gives the white king an escape square here, because if he put his king on h1, then the bishop would capture this with check. Now the king can sidestep to h2. So the threat to address is queen at h8 here. That can be done in a number of ways, either queen at h7 or putting a knight on h8. Okay, bishop at f5. Oh, love to see something nasty here. So bishop takes g2. This is a sharp move. I like this. If something like knight e7, I think black can just capture it. Bishop h7, king h7. The threat of bishop takes g2 is actually knight at f3 check. If king takes g2, then black can sacrifice this queen here on g6 to get a knight in hand. Bishop takes g6, knight at h4 check, and suddenly the king has to go back to h1, and pawn at g2 mates. So that is the very sharp threat of knight at f3. And you know, if you were white here, you'd like to continue with bishop takes c6, but knight at f3 is actually mating. That's a really nice resource, bishop takes g2. So it'll be interesting to see what Blitzbullet comes up with here. Queen at g4, so he's covering the king side. So still, I wonder if knight at f3 is still dangerous here. No, it's gone for the rook. So yeah, what's going on here? This is all still very, very sharp. Pawn at g3 is now becoming a threat. You know, he's just ignored it with knight f8. White has to be careful here. Pawn at g3, if he captures, then bishop g1 check. Yep. Takes bishop g1. Oh, nice. Okay. So the queen's gone to g3. Rook at h1, then threatens to win the queen with check. So, to be clear here, black can't capture this because bishop takes h7 will mate black. Black can try to run for it, but the queen will clean up. But Luft finds this nice resource. King can't come back because of mate. Can't take this because of mate here, either knight at f2 or rook at h2. So the queen has to capture, and after rook at h1, king takes h1 is forced, knight takes g3 check, and it's all over. So look, Luft playing very nicely, very sharp. There, pawn at g3, really nice find. Yeah, okay. Luft 2-0 to the good. So let's go to the next match. Again, e4, e5. And this is why I really rate Luft as such a strong player, because not only is he playing a very good strategic game, but when it comes down to the tactics, he's also in good shape. Now here we're going down exactly the same opening line. I think this is a good line for black. Luft played knight e6 before. Maybe he's looking to see if he can find an improvement, but I think he should be happy with the game he got. So you can see they've repeated moves quite quickly. And honestly, I think the bishop e7 line for Blitzbullet will be a pet opening. If Luft can very early in the series make it difficult for Blitzbullet to play his pet opening, then he stands very strong. Okay, so last time he played queen f3 here, he's having a bit more of a think. Maybe he didn't like what happened with knight at d2. So yeah, queen e2, this is also an alternative. King h1 is okay here. Last time he played pawn at e3, but his queen was defending here. He's played pawn f2 this time, he's defending pawn with the queen here. And I think there's a difference. After taking this way, there's no more knight at d2 for, which is what we saw in the first game when the queen went to f3 and the pawn went to e3. So here Luft is just being content to say, well, look, I'm actually up. I'm up a pawn, really. There's been an exchange of a piece for a rook. But I like white here. I mean, white's holding the cards. So aside from looking at material balance, one thing to assess in a position is also which player has more flexibility to make progress. And if you look at white, all these pieces are already in good positions on the board. He's already got something going in the opposite half. But also he's got two pieces in hand still. Black's got a piece over here. These pieces are well placed to defend, but they're also a little bit passive. So it's hard for black to make progress here. White's just continuing to put on pieces in good squares. And this will make the difference in the higher level matches, these sorts of edges. White's just so well covered at the back here. So this pawn's under attack. I mean, maybe knight at g5 is even sufficient just to hold on to everything. So I certainly don't rule out Blitzbullet. I mean, he's very good at manoeuvring and finding potential in a position which doesn't seem to have much. I mean, here I'm even looking maybe bishop c3 takes, knight at g6, bishop at g3 takes, and then maybe you can bring this bishop to h5 to hit f7. So here his play is actually to try to undermine f7. Oh, but yeah, I don't like the way he's going about it, because it's just giving white a lot to play with. White's still very safe and has now traded off a whole army of one of every type of piece. White's still got the initiative. So yeah, not easy from where he was, but yeah, here white may even have forced mate. Rook at h7, knight at g5. It's very dangerous. Yeah, even bishop at d6 was probably a quicker finish. This will be over soon. Or queen d5, bishop at d6. Luft's just too strong at the moment. Yeah, that's it. So Blitzbullet's resigned here. I mean, yeah, just one earlier finish. It's trivial here, but d6. Or maybe I stand corrected. Maybe king e8 is still. No, if you block with something that's not the rook, you take this way. If you block with the rook, white can actually take this and finish with rook at e7. That's trivial. I think what's critical is the middle game play here. Blitzbullet nearly got forced into trying to free himself with this big trade-off, but the trade-off ends up playing into white's hands. White picks up material and has everything. What I thought might be interesting is something like this. Knight at g6. Now white can always play bishop g3, but I thought maybe something like this could be fruitful. Maybe that's getting mated anyway. The idea was that you'd get f7, but I think white can even take this. Maybe that's not quite mating. Knight at g6 is the mate. There we go. Yeah, so my idea wasn't much better anyway. Okay, I think Luft is showing that he's strong from the opening here after this pawn at e6 move. I think white's actually looking quite good. This is tough for black to play. So wow, 3-0. Okay, Luft is ahead 3-0. Wow, and then Blitzbullet really changing his opening, so he's going for this fianchetto. And Luft has followed in suit, so we've got a symmetric position here. So, Luft going for bishop f5. This pawn is something to look out for. I don't even mind playing c6. Yeah, so Luft has agreed. Now knight bd7 potentially. G5. Okay. Now this looks like a weakening move, but it's not so bad, I think. It just looks a bit creative. Now knight f7. He's found pawn at c7 here. It's a bit of a tactic. I think the queen can just avoid it and then allow the trades. It shouldn't be anything special. If anything, Black maybe just has a few light square weaknesses to look out for. This bishop is now critical to defend Black's position. But yeah, I think Luft is still managing the light squares. Bishop should drop back to h7, just hold things together. Now here's where Blitzbullet might try for something like pawn at g6. I don't think Blitzbullet will settle for knight f7, bishop f7. I think Black's then very safe, very well covered on dark and light squares. So in terms of material, it's actually quite even here. You've got one white's got a rook for a piece, but that's more or less balanced. Pawn at d6. I thought this kind of blocks the queen a little bit, but it's not bad to get rid of the only piece in white's half. It is interesting. So Black's removed both of his rooks from the back and has minor pieces in hand instead. And Blitzbullet's being resourceful, trying to get in on the light squares. So I think I think Blitzbullet doesn't mind if this rook's captured. Helps him get some pieces to attack with. Yeah, hard to call this one. I think this is still a balanced position. There's plenty of fight for both players. Okay, this probably helps Luft though. He's getting a pawn in hand and he's getting a queen out here, so these weaknesses are becoming more apparent. Whereas White could only put a pawn on g6 or e6. I would have preferred to let Black capture d4, not open up this diagonal. In a position like this, both sides are looking to be very resourceful, and even something like this diagonal can actually make the difference. So Luft's probably looking to see if pawn at g3 is a decent continuation. No, he's going to go for this. I really like the way Luft's playing here. He's absorbing the attacking moves from White, and White doesn't have the right pieces. He needs diagonals. He's got a knight and two rooks, whereas Luft is strategically brimming his own pocket here with pawns. And that's even to a point where Black can just capture this and allow this weakness temporarily. I thought maybe bishop d5. Maybe that was an option. Here we've got knight d5 instead. Okay, here. So Blitzbullet's now starting to use the pieces he has in hand to try to make something. Oh, now Luft is low on time, 18 seconds. Blitzbullet actually has a minute 9 here. So it's a question. Wow, okay, he's done the queen sack. Yeah, Blitzbullet has something to play for now, and Luft is low on time. So what's the play here? Yeah, unfortunately White's attack just got dwindled pretty quickly. I'm not sure if this queen e2 is paid off. Yeah, pawn f2, this queen h2 line, they're all very dangerous. Oh, he's found mate, knight f2, pawn at g3, wow, with 5 seconds left. Oh, that's unfortunate for Blitzbullet. Yeah, Luft found a nice resource there. So knight at f2, just clearing the rook from g3, finding the mate. So going back here, the other option white may have had was king f2, which looks a little more risky. You know, you wouldn't suggest king h1 because of knight at g3 check, but king f2, if something like check, you can even grab this knight. So it looks a bit dicey, but yeah, knight e7 is still a threat. And you know, let's think practically here as well. I mean, Luft was down to within his last 20 seconds here. I think where the opportunity was given away was that Black actually has 2 queens now, and unfortunately king f8 is a saving grace for Black. So well, I mean, Luft, yeah, performing well under pressure on the clock as well to go up 4-0. So this is looking all in Luft's favour. Wow, c5. Okay, so this is usually not played in Crazy House. It is probably playable, but it is a lot easier for white to play than black. So I'm sensing here that Blitzbullet really hasn't liked what he's got out of the e4, e5 positions. I would think Luft to be quite happy here. He'll like playing against a Sicilian. He'll just play his pieces to solid squares. So this isn't looking good for Blitzbullet. Okay, so white's picked up an early piece. Yeah, I wonder if... Well, it looks really dangerous allowing this queen trade. Bishop g7 is sensible, just keeping the pin alive. White also didn't have to play pawn at e5, could have played something like queen a4. I think Luft is looking to push very aggressively here. I'm not sure what his follow-up is. He's nearly tied himself down a little bit here. Maybe queen a4 was easier to play. This queen can now get knocked around a little bit. But okay, he's resolved his problem with the pin. I'm going to take, play pawn at h6, try to come in. No, knight at h6. Okay, so Blitzbullet is really up against it here. He's down 4-0. Alright, bishop f8 must be recaptured. You can't capture the queen because knight at h6 would be mating with the rook on g8 to finish, regardless of whether the king took the bishop or went to h8. So yeah, Blitzbullet's fighting well with what little he had in his position. I think it was wise stepping the bishop back to g7 and pinning the pawn on e5. He's picked up a few tempo to move around. Knight at f5 is a good move. Covering here. And let's pay attention to the clocks as well. We're getting lower on time. And I expect Blitzbullet to play well practically on the clock as well. You know, I'm actually surprised he didn't win the previous game. Get low on time. He'll normally ensure he at least takes the win with a flag. G4, I wonder why He didn't need to make a weakness on g2. I think white's giving black something to play for here. So now if you put the knights on, then knight at g2 becomes a problem. So knight at e7 isn't there now. Rook g1 has to be used. So now let's see if Blitzbullet can use 1 or 2 tempo to strike here. Maybe pawn at g5. No, it's bishop at f6. He's preparing something like bishop at g5. Oh, okay. Blitzbullet's going to be a bit dangerous from here. Queen e5, some trades can come off. He's still safe at home. And Luft now down to half a minute. Yeah, but Blitzbullet is definitely in with a fighting chance now. Bishop c2, very dangerous. Luft looking lower on time. I'm really surprised after the opening. Actually, I thought Luft would take this one quite easily, winning a piece for a pawn so early. Queen at d4 is a nice move if captures, and bishop c2 takes. Bishop c2 takes. Black can recapture, and even if he can't, white's not coming in with a force mate here. I think bishop takes d4 is quite reasonable. Okay, rook at g8 is a mate threat. That needs to be addressed. Yeah, but okay, Luft is now down to 5 seconds. I think Blitzbullet will hold here. Yeah, that's over. So white's resigned. Yeah, surprising. From a Sicilian of all things, Blitzbullet's been very resourceful with back up against the wall. Let's just have a quick look at this. Yeah, pawn at e5 looked okay. After bishop g7, I felt that white just made life a little bit more difficult for himself. So I was thinking maybe queen a4 here. Yeah, I mean, white should certainly be better out of this opening. He's an upper piece for a pawn. There's weaknesses to attack. So I think Luft has kind of got himself into a bit of time trouble by making the middle game more complicated than it needed to be. Even from here, white looks very strong. So yeah, hats off to Blitzbullet for fighting back to take a game here. So 4-1 to Luft, and Blitzbullet's taken one win with black using the Sicilian. So that's amazing. So let's not write off Blitzbullet here. Okay, we've got a bishop c5 opening. h6 has been played early to prevent bishop g5. Okay, that'll be critical. I mean, here, going 5-0 down would just put the nail in the coffin. Here going to 4-1 will at least give Blitzbullet a little bit of confidence, particularly from the position that he pulled the win from. And at this level, the players are just so closely matched that this sort of momentum really does matter. So not a5. I was looking at something more like bishop e6 potentially, because d5 is looking good for white. I thought maybe black should try to contest d5. In these sorts of positions, it can turn sharp quickly, particularly with this rook open. I'm liking white here. So queen d8, knight takes e5 looks really dangerous. Queen can't come to g6 because of knight at e7. Yeah, knight a5 just looked like it took black's eye off e7. And wow, knight at g6. Okay, in fact, black's resigned right here and now. So he gave up the queen, trying to seek safety, but queen at h8, now too dangerous. So if knight at h8, I guess you could even just take the rook. Yeah, I don't see it being immediately decisive, but I definitely prefer to take the white pieces over the black ones here. Maybe, yeah, queen at h8 is very strong. So if you defend the knight in the corner, then rook at g8, and you can even pick up a couple knights, and black's position's crumbling, white's just up on material. Okay, wow, so that was just, it looked like just a bit of an opening error here. I think knight a5 probably asked the question, should there be something, keeping the knight, defending e7, preventing knight d5. I mean, it's all in white's favour, the way the lines opened up. Okay, so Blitzbullet on the way back. It's now 4-2 to Luft. And again, Blitzbullet avoiding e4, e5. So he's been stung twice. I think that's a wise decision. It's good that he's got the presence of mind to change openings up. I think that's really important here, that you don't just play as if each game is independent. I think it's important to respect who you're playing against, and to some extent play the man a little bit. You get a feeling for what kind of openings are going to come out. Okay, so white looking to hit g6 early. d4 was defended by the discovery check. So yeah, but this is hanging now. I think black can be greedy and try to grab that, and it's hitting the knight. Maybe Luft has something sneaky planned, like knight takes f7, so Blitzbullet might be checking that out. Where if rook g7, bishop g6, and then the queen trades come off, and white hasn't attacked, it's begun. Yeah, I mean, black doesn't have to play queen d4. There's other options. You can play knight c6. Okay, but he's gone for it. Let's see if knight f7 comes. Because if white retreats the knight, then white's just admitting he's a pawn down, and that was a good pawn for black to capture. It's a central pawn. So I think Luft will want to try to make something here. I'm looking at knight f7. Okay, Luft's gone for knight g6 instead. Yeah, I kind of preferred knight f7 because the rook would be placed on f7, and that would give you something else to hit. So I feel like he's given Blitzbullet a tempo to play with here, and that's actually quite critical for this sort of position. So yeah, because now after rook d1, black can get underway with pawn at h3. There's no immediate force made on the back here. The rook was placed here. Maybe there still isn't anything forced, but it's just something black would have to watch out for. So that's the minor difference between knight takes g6 and knight takes f7. So black now up a piece for a pawn, and with the attack, I mean, I'm favouring black just a little bit here. I think it was worthwhile grabbing this pawn on d4. And Blitzbullet will be happy with a position like this. I mean, he's happy to keep it tactical and sharp. He's able to watch his own king while attacking his opponent's king. Luft's preferred play would probably be to keep things locked down. Now, is there something sneaky here where king h8, queen at g8 is actually a move? I don't think so. It might be what Blitzbullet's looking at, but king h8, if queen at g8 check, knight takes g8, takes. You just got to make sure you don't take with the rook. You just take with the king, pawn h7, king h8, knight f7 checks no good because of rook f7. After bishop f7, then black gets to start playing knight f3. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere. I think Luft saw a ghost here, perhaps. This is not good for white. So yeah, but Blitzbullet just wisely taking a move to defend. He could defend again with pawn f7. He's got two queens in hand. He's nearly up a queen cold. A queen for a pawn. So okay, so Luft's going to try to hold some defense here. That's why he's put his pieces in the center. They're not just aggressive pieces; they're defensive pieces. But black is in the driving seat now. Okay, so discovery on the queen here. Queen at g8 is now a mate threat. So Blitzbullet's not too phased by this. He's just going to defend. Now, there's only 8 seconds on the clock as well here for Luft. Oh, he slipped into mate. Yeah, no, Blitzbullet won that one quite convincingly. So I think, yeah, I think Luft sacrificed a queen here, probably seeing a mate that wasn't there. But okay, you know, after queen d4, I think Blitzbullet did well. Knight g6, fg played tactically very accurately here, and wow, we've seen a momentum swing here. So now we go to 4-3 Luft, and wow, to go from that position in a Sicilian where Luft was already up a piece so early and up 4-0, certainly didn't see this one coming. So Luft now going for e4, e5, and playing d6 early is nearly like playing a bishop e7 type system, because this bishop isn't coming out to c5 now. Alright, Blitzbullet playing an early sacrifice. Yeah, instead of knight c6, I was looking at pawn e6, because that's often a square you can try to take advantage of. I feel like this is the kind of position Luft won't mind. He'll like having the extra piece with a pawn, and he's got enough activity that he can make progress. The bishop at h5, wisely covering the king at the back. Bishop e7 is a good way to progress. The priority in this position should be getting this king to safety while developing pieces, whether it be bishop e7, rook f8, king g8. That's a standard plan. I don't feel white's got adequate compensation for the piece sacrifice just yet. So pawn at d5, aiming at the e6 square. Now rook f8 looks sensible here. The pawn e6, king g8 is already prepared. And sure, white can come in with pawn h6 takes, bishop takes, and black's got knight at f5. There's plenty of defensive resources. Okay, but Luft has decided he's going to take the aggressive path instead. Nice, so he's actually hitting this guy. Knight at g5. Okay. Maybe white can hold That's more a defensive move than an aggressive one. It's actually to cover f3. How does it hang after h6? Okay, takes. Or is this one more enticing? I think GH is reasonable. Maybe pawn at h6 is something that needs to be watched. I just feel that you got to try to hold on to material here. So knight at e5, hitting this one. Expecting pawn e2. Oh, pawn g2. I think left will be happy with pawn g2 because that blocks the rook off. In any case, I think that was a nice move by left. It actually makes white consume a pawn either on g2 or e2. And after g takes h4, pawn at h6 is not as threatening. So now pawn at g3, pawn at f2 plays forward. So I think if you're black here, you've made it difficult enough for white to progress that you'd be happy leaving your king on f8. It's quite safe there. There's plenty of pieces covering. Okay, left down to half a minute here. He seems to be down on the clock in general. Okay, he's trying to now pick off material here. Okay, Blitzbullet pushing the attack. Left has to move. Oh, he's allowing. Wow. Okay, that's actually very accurate. King g8 is very safe. This is dangerous. He's going for c2 again. He's just trying to bait white into taking this because it actually doesn't help white. White still needs to defend this now. Oh, bishop at c3. So this is a good move. It's again more of a defensive move, but it just this is hard for black to win in 10 seconds. Let's see what happens here. Okay, white's got to be careful. Oh dear, this has black messed this one up? King e3 maybe? And knight at d1. Oh, knight at d4. Ah, he's missed queen d3. Jeez. Oh, what happened there? Laughed again. Took it in the last few seconds. I really thought after bishop at c3 that white would hold it. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock. And black just looked so far from taking the win. Queen e7, knight at f6 is now dangerous. After pawn at c2. Yeah, the trouble is I don't know. This is so easy to defend. Maybe the correct move is king c2 here. If bishop d3, no, knight at c4 is still there. This is tough. Look, I will take a moment here to just pull up the engine. Let's have a look, see what the engine thinks if this is actually force mate, because it may be. Let's see, yeah, enabled it. What does it think? I'm trying to get the assessment up, sorry. Okay, it is calling checkmate, mate in 6. Wow. Yeah, and Luft played it very accurately as well. He found knight at b1. The key here is that the light squares are not a problem. If black can get a light square check in, he's going to win. It's about using the knights to cover the dark squares. That's what's critical here. And he has just enough knights to do it. You can't take this because of queen d3. Can't come to king d4 because of queen c5. Wow. So what could white have done? Knight b4. Computer suggests capturing the rook, in fact. Maybe there's something obscure where... oh no, it's not even that obscure. I think it's just that this white has to stay guarding the pawn on c2. But yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think, as a human player, you wouldn't think pawn at c2 is a danger to you just right here. So, wow, very impressive from Luft there in the last few seconds. Looks like white just had to keep c2 guarded. Geez, no, I feel for Blitzbullet there. You would feel that you're pretty safe. So Luft goes to 5-3. Okay, so let's go back to the games. Blitzbullet again, avoiding e4, e5. He's going for the perk setup. Okay, so Luft guaranteed a draw already. Now at 5-3, he just needs one more to make the win. Ah, and he changes from knight e5 to de. Okay. Knight g4 played. I think he was okay with knight e5 last game. He just didn't have to allow queen d4. Speaking about Luft there. It's consuming a lot of time at the start here. I wonder if he's trying to craft something with queen at a4 check, but after bishop d7, I think black's still holding, maybe even queen at d7. Okay, he's going to play it safe. But yeah, white's looked a bit passive here. Knight's back on d1, queen's on e2, blocking this bishop. Black's got some pressure here. So Blitzbullet will be happy coming out of this opening. Knight h6, that's interesting. Why has he done that? I would have thought he could just castle and ask white to kick him back first before going here. He probably wants to redirect knight f5 and knight d4. Okay, so black's given up a pawn but is looking to get some aggression with knight d4. Oh, hey Belle, come here. My daughter's just woken up. Okay, so piece sacrificed. Oh, the queen sacrificed here. Hey Belle, come here. So rook d8 now threatening knight c2, queen at d1. Okay. Yeah, see, white's not going to get into black's position anytime soon, and black's got the attack going. So I think, you know, Blitzbullet will use this potential quite well. He's now threatening to take either of these. Knight at c3 is getting defensive. So black's putting all of white's pieces in defensive positions and still has has some ammunition in here with an extra queen. I think Blitzbullet will be looking to try to find an accurate continuation here of some big trade-off. Even something like Queen D2, Knight D2, Rook D2. That doesn't quite work yet, so he might be looking at something else. Well, that's quite sensible. He's just trying to remove the defender of D2. Okay, so he's let a queen go for 2 pieces to get the initiative going. Bishop at D2 looks pretty convincing here. Black's just so safe with this structure. He just needs to keep trading pieces, make inroads on the white king. This is going to be over for white. Black's going to take this one. Okay, there's probably mate here somewhere. So yeah, in fact, white's resigned here. King B1. I'm not seeing the whole mate, but it looks like there should be something. If takes here, this. No, I won't bother too much. We'll see. We'll go with the engine again. Hold on a second. So it's calling mate in 2. So where is it? Let's just see. I should see it if it's. Oh, of course. I'm still waking up. It's this queen because you just defend C1. That's a basic one. Sorry guys, I'm just distracted by my daughter at the moment. I'm just going to have to go attend to her. Easy mate there. Just give me a second. Alright. Okay, we're back. Yeah, pretty embarrassed. I couldn't see Queen D1 immediately. I think I'm still waking up. That's pretty poor on my half. Okay, let's go to the last match. So Blitzbullet, bring it back to 5-4, still in Luft's favour. Okay, E4, Knight C6, Knight F3. Okay, so Luft changing up his opening, he's going for something more open. Yeah, I would have thought that this is playing into Blitzbullet's hands a little bit, just from a strategic point of view. You know, Blitzbullet will like it open and tactical, and it doesn't mean that Luft can't take him on in that setting, but I think Luft will have a big edge playing strategically, and he really showed that in the first half of the series, where he just played some very strong openings. Okay, but he's having a bit of a think here, so that already concerns me. That it's this early on. So yeah, there's a bit of a weakness here, but you know, white also gets activity out of that. Oh, queen at d5, queen at d3, because white, black would have been forking everything. Yeah, I kind of like black here a little bit. I mean, I think Luft has traded off the pieces at the right time. Queen at f1 is now a threat. It's basically all about the light square weaknesses here. Black doesn't really have the weaknesses yet, and there's nothing in black's half. Okay, so Blitzbullet just covering the back on f1. Okay, knight at e5. So there's defending here. This is the critical weakness for black in these sorts of positions. I'm thinking maybe even pawn f6 here is okay. Yep. So Luft has gone with pawn at f6. And Blitzbullet's allowing a loss of the piece, so he's going to maintain some pressure on d7, stay safe on e2. Okay, Luft is looking good here. So 2 queens in hand. You know, white's still holding at the back. Black can actually afford to leave this bishop here. It's defended by a queen at d5-4. Yeah, you didn't need to play it yet though, because playing this first now puts the queen on the board where it can get hit. Yeah, I nearly would have preferred he just play knight e4 straight away. So yeah, black's got to be resourceful here. I mean, you'd think black's got the extra queen in hand, but the pieces can run out pretty quickly. So you've got to put pieces on where you're going to make more material. I think this is a good move. Black has to progress by trying to pick up a pawn somewhere here. Knight at g4 maybe holds things together. Takes. Yeah, this is still looking good for black. Okay, queen h2 is a natural progression. Nice, so that is being resourceful, picking up a pawn. You know, Luft is still playing this well. He's managed to push white all the way back on both flanks. Yeah, this looks like it's getting decisive now. Queen a2. Can he even take this potentially? Pawn at a3. So he's got you got about 30 seconds on the clock. Yeah, this is looking bad. This is where's the finish here? Can this just be taken? Oh dear, no, that's not right. He's given white a mating option here with bishop at d7 and knight at b7 mate. Oh dear, this is not how he wanted it. He's got 5 seconds left. No, white doesn't have a win here, but black is not going to survive on time. Oh, this is terrible for Luft. He's completely won the middle game, and just in the dying stages he's blundered. Yeah, Blitzbullet's just going to take the flag here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so no, Luft had that completely in the bag. Let's just go back here. I mean, back here, he should actually just take this pawn. White doesn't even have something to place here. After rook takes, you could be sensible, play pawn at d7. But you could probably even take this one and play pawn at b2. Even that. I don't know. There's some tricks here as well. Just got to be careful of rook b8. You might be able to run out here. Even this looks like it's taking more risk than is necessary. You know, you really could just play pawn at d7. Completely shut down anything white has. If you can cover this d7 square, then you'll be fine to actually do this at the right time, and white will have nothing. It's all about that d7 square. It was just you know, in time travel. You just let that slip. So look, I really think Luft deserved to win that series. He was up 4-0 to begin with. He always had the chances, but hats off to Blitzbullet for hanging tough, finding resources in difficult situations. Yeah, no, I'm a bit disappointed for Luft there, because he was winning that by a long way. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, given my daughter's just woken up. I think I'm still waking up. Didn't see Made in 2 the last game. I'd normally find that very quickly. Anyway, it's all on recording now. So yeah, look, glad I'm getting another video in to cover all the candidates' matches. There's probably still a few outstanding that haven't gone through yet. In the last video I did bring up some of the results. I think I'll do it properly this time. Let's actually have a review of what's going on without all of the mess that I left on the screen yesterday. The current standings look like this. We've got 12-teen, who we know has already taken the candidates round with a round to spare. He's still got one match in hand. He's on 5.5. Let's see. There we go. That's what we want. 5.5. I've finished on 5. Opperwesen's finished on 4.5. Master 10 on 3 with still a match to play. Blitzbullet on 2 with 3 matches to go. Luft has actually finished the event on 1.5 out of 7. He wasn't playing like someone that should finish on 1.5. I mean, you just saw him there. He was just unfortunate in different spots. I felt Luft performed much stronger than 1.5 out of 7. He deserved a much higher score. Juwanit on 1.5. I think he might have 2 matches left, and Ekaf on 1. So the latest match that finished was Master 10 versus Ekaf. Let's just have a look. I believe Master 10 won 7-3, which is quite convincing. So let's have a look at this. So yeah, Master 10 winning against Ekaf 7-3. Last remaining matches I have mentioned yesterday. There's 4 matches to go. Ekaf versus Juwanit, Blitzbullet versus 12-teen, Master 10, and Juwanit. So the final between the last 2 players is still not decided yet. 12-teen is definitely in. I'm standing in the good position to come in second, but Blitzbullet does need to complete his matches before we know. Here's the reason why. Blitzbullet has 2 out of 4. He can still make it to 5 out of 7. If there's 2 players tied, then the games won and games lost will count as a tiebreaker. My games won is 43, Blitzbullet's games won is 18. So he still has 30 matches to play. If he can win all his matches and win them well, he could actually still pit me at the post on tiebreak. Having said that, it is a tall order. I mean, he's taking on the likes of 12-Teen, who's been an absolute beast this event, Master Tan and Juanet. To score, I think he would need 26 out of 30 up against these opponents. I mean, you're basically scoring an average above 8. That's a tall order. Not saying it can't be done. Mathematically it's still possible, but that's going to be tough. So Opperwesen, let's mention him. He's done very well in the back half. I think he started on something like half out of 3, and then he won his last 4 matches to finish on 4.5. So he's standing strong in 3rd position. There are prizes for 3rd and 4th, so there's still definitely a race on for that. Master Tan is also a strong contender. He's got 1 match left. He's looking at potentially finishing on 4 out of 7. And Juanet with 1.5, so he's looking at a maximum score of 3.5 out of 7. So yeah, there's still a lot to be played for. In terms of 2nd, 3rd, and 4th position. Some of us have completed all of our matches, but look, it's been a brilliant event so far. I really hope this tradition continues. Thank you to Fishy Vishy for actually, raising the initiative to start up this event. It's proved to be much more than what we may have expected. So okay, I mean, I'll be trying to cover a few more of the gaps. Let's just have a look at the calendar. I've now covered where there were NAs. This is managed by Krosky. I've tried to cover these matches. So Allyouneedisluft Juanet I covered yesterday. I've just covered Allyouneedisluft versus Blitzbullet. Got 12-Teen against ECAF, wasn't covered. Juanet versus Opperwesen. And most recently it was Master Tan versus ECAF. That just took place yesterday, I think. Not sure if I'll be able to get to it this weekend, but we will try to complete the full set so that there's video coverage of each of these fantastic matches. Okay, I don't think there's been any more matches scheduled just yet, but people are calling out for the last 4 matches to get done. It's been a long event so far already, but look, people will have exams, holidays, work commitments, things like that. Let's allow the games to complete properly. I'll be looking forward to looking at some of those last matches, being an observer. I'm going to leave it there. So if you don't hear from me again, hope you'll have a great weekend. I'll be covering as many matches as I can to wrap up the candidates. So see you next time.